everyone, Jaymes Mansfield here bringing you yet another video. In today's video, I'm going to bring you a Q&A part 2. That's right, there's more to know about the mystery that is Jaymes Mansfield. And if you want to see my first Q&A, click that link down below. And you never know, the question you may have asked, I might have already answered. Now I've scoured my comment section. I have to say, all of you have come up with some brilliant questions for me to answer. And I'm going to start right now. Michelle Wood asks, what is your favorite pizza topping? I've never thought about that before. I'd say my favorite pizza toppings are pineapple and pepperonis, Hawaiian style. I like my pizza how I like my men. Joe Freerick asks, who's your celebrity pass? I'd say probably Jerry O'Connell. He was the guy that made a man of me when I was younger. And I still have one in me for old time's sake. Raul Pacheco asks, if you were asked to participate in All-Stars 4, would you do it? Yes. I want to be on All-Stars 4, 5, 6, or 57. Doesn't matter to me. Felix Garcia asks, what's your favorite kind of tamale? The ones you can buy off the street with women carry them in mop buckets. Those are my favorite. Spiri Dawn asks, what's a challenge on season 9 that you wanted to do but didn't get a chance? I'd say the Princess Challenge. I had a really good idea for that. I was going to be Princess Cheddarella from the Kingdom of Gudonia, the most constipated kingdom in all the lands. And my sidekick's name would be Curd. He'd give a whole new meaning to the term backup. Neckdep asks, what's your favorite brand of makeup to use? Any kind that can turn me into a woman. Thomas Duran 5 asks, who are you closest to from your season? I'd say I'm closest to Nina Bonita Brown. She's my best Judy from the show. Then after her would probably be Eureka and Charlie Hides. They're the girls I talk to the most, and Charlie, I love talking to her, though it's really hard because you have to send a raven. Carlos 596 Monza asked, my favorite drag race moment ever? I'd say for my own favorite moment, it would probably be my flip I did in the second episode that became a whole meme. That's my favorite moment. But my favorite show moment before that would have been Bianca Del Rio winning, because I'd followed her career long before she was on the show. And I don't know, it really resonated with me. I loved seeing her on the show. So, seeing a clown win, it really meant something to a little camp queen like me. Miriah asked, who are some queens you'd love to see on Drag Race next? I love to see my girls, Bible Girl on there, Lucy Stuhl, Tranica Rex, my baby Toyota Corona, Sarah Andrews, Landon Sider, or even some more Milwaukee queens like Melee McQueen, Divine Trash, Gluttony Sin. I would say Veruca Voorhees, but she's lazy. Jose LMAO asked, we know you're a drag superhero, but what's your superpower? I don't think I'd want superpowers. I want to be like a vigilante like Batman. There's more accessories that way. I love a good accessory. Thief, I think I said that right, asked, Joan or Betty, and why? That is a toughie. I'd say probably Betty Davis. I have a bit more of a connection to Betty Davis from being a teenager. I loved her. She was one of those women that worked her way up from talent alone because she was seen as not being very attractive. If you want to learn more about Betty Davis, click my link down below and watch Idol Worship, where I just did a whole episode on her. Although I will say, I do love JC. I recognize Miss Joan Crawford. She came from nothing and made herself into a celebrity, and you have to respect that. Jason Matthews asks, we all have them. What is your weakness as a queen? I never reveal my weaknesses. That's my weakness. Schling Schling asked, what would fall out of your wig if you did a Sasha Velour wig reveal? I'd say a year's supply of bobby pins that I've stuck into my hair to keep it on, and it's never done its job. Matthew Izzle asked, who would you like to see on All-Stars 3? Well, since the cast isn't known whatsoever, I'd like to see my Milwaukee favorite girl, Trixie Mattel. I'd love to see her go on there and win the whole thing. Or other favorites from past seasons like Ben de la Creme. I'd love to see Stacey Lane Matthews again. Or Angina. I'd love to see Angina again on TV. Zing Cat asked, what drew you to puppetry? Well, it's kind of a long story, so I'll give you the abridged version. I have always been drawn to puppets because they're like living cartoons. It's the closest you can get to watching a cartoon live. It's your own creativity made into a character. And I think that's why I always liked puppetry, because I drew a lot and I always wanted to figure out a way to make those characters come to life. Puppetry is kind of what did that for me. And I still do puppetry to this day. I'm always constantly thinking of new puppet ideas, and it's not completely out of my act whatsoever. There are plenty more on the way. Tracy Baldwin asked, can you do a full-length herstory on Crystal LaBeija? I can't find any info on her. That was probably the hardest drag herstory I've ever done, was finding out anything on Crystal LaBeija, because a lot of her history has been lost to the sands of time. So whatever information I managed to gather was what I put together into drag herstory to give you an idea of who Crystal was. But there's still so much more to her history beyond that one moment, and that was a really important thing to me, was telling the world that she was more than just that one moment in time. She was more than just an angry drag queen that was mad she didn't win a pageant. I'm sure there's still people from the House of LaBeija that know more, and I would love to pick their brains to find out more about Crystal, because even I don't really know. Peaches and Cream asked, what fabulous ensemble did you have planned for the Club Kid runway? Well, actually, my Club Kid look that I had planned is in my drag herstory episode for the Club Kids. I want to do very, very chic, crazy club makeup and a beautiful full-length gown that I made out of clown fabric. Because my idea for my Club Kid was taking the idea of a campy clown queen and glamorizing it up to the extreme. At Official Simon asked, I love that your drag has classic/retro influences, but what contemporary stars have influenced you too? I'd say I really liked Amy Winehouse, Adele. I love that throwback 60s wall of sound revival and all of the girls that have been influencing that sound. And I'm still always influenced by the beautiful blonde divas of today like Ivy Levin, Lonnie Anderson. I even like Erica Jane. Alejandro Batista asked, which YouTubers would you like to collaborate with? YouTubers I'd like to collaborate with the most are probably the ones I watch the most, like Alex Faction, Manny MUA, or other YouTube personalities like Alison Pregler from Obscurus Lupa. I'd love to be on movie nights. Or the Vampire Reviews with the Maven of the Eventide. A lot of the YouTube channels that I watch the most, you know? I even did my very first YouTube collaboration this year with Brian Zane from Wrestling with Regret. So there's really no limit to who I will work with, as long as I really love the subject matter. Your most favorite drag race challenge from all the seasons? I would say my favorite challenge was the wrestling challenge from season 4. Oh my God, if I got a chance to do that challenge, I'd do all of that. Oh, the chance to suplex another drag queen, you couldn't pay money for that. Liv Armstrong asked, besides Jaymes Mansfield, who's your biggest female influence? I'd say I'm really influenced by the girls in the 60s, particularly Ronnie Spector from the Ronettes. I love her story and I loved her autobiography, Be My Baby. And her makeup inspires a lot of my makeup, like the extreme eyeliner they had back then. I love it. As well as those big beehive hairdos and the fact those girls really made careers at a time when women weren't being taken seriously in the music industry, especially women of color. Liv also wanted to know if the flower crown she gave me got crushed in the suitcase on the way back to the US. She gave me a beautiful flower crown in Glasgow, and I have to say, thank you, Liv. And no, it didn't get crushed. It's on my vanity. Adrian B asked, will you ever act in a major motion picture? God, I hope so. I've been sending out my audition tapes to every casting director. I just haven't heard back yet. I think it's because I'm far too beautiful. I have to have a face that's a little less photogenic, I think. It's gonna intimidate too many people. David Mulrooney asked, what was your favorite TV show to watch as a child? My favorite TV show to watch was The Challenge of the Super Friends. That was the one where they faced the Legion of Doom. It was really campy and fun, particularly for Wonder Woman. I was obsessed with Wonder Woman. She had that invisible jet and the lasso of truth, lots of accessories. Not to mention she had the best villain, the Cheetah, who had a really chic outfit made of all cheetah print, and she talked with purrs. JC Logan asked, are you excited to win Celebrity Big Brother? Haven't you watched? I left the house already. They didn't have washcloths. It was really upsetting. Chad Heron wants to know, if you could remake any classic woman-led comedy, which one would it be? I'd say I'd love to remake 9 to 5, especially with drag queens. That'd be hysterical. Also The First Wives Club, although it may have to be a little later on in my career, as I'm far, far too young to play that role just yet. And Charlie Hides could be in it too. She could play the Maggie Smith part, if she's still alive by then. Brianna Banana asked, besides Ross Matthews, what is your favorite fruit? There's only one true answer. I love a good old juicy Georgia peach. Sorry, Brianna Banana. Gabriela Santos wants to know, when will you come to Brazil? Ask your bookers to book me in Brazil, and I will come there. I'd love to go to Brazil. I heard everyone there is beautiful and you have good food. What's not to love? Joe Freerick also asked, if you were a pirate and had a peg leg, do you think Raja and Raven would still criticize your choice in footwear? Probably, because I'd still wear the same kind of shoe with the peg leg. Adrian Suarez wants to know, how many tacos can you eat in 30 minutes? Probably 15. Very small tacos. Small, tiny tacos. Like bite-sized. Nicole Sutton wants to know, what are the new projects you're working on? And how about some new merch? Don't you have enough, Nicole? Pop by my table at DragCon and see some of the new stuff I've been cooking up. As far as new projects go, I just started Idol Worship. I have plenty of new stuff in the works, so just pay close attention to my YouTube channel and see what pops up. Esther Flones asked, my meat sauce is missing something. What should I add? Stick your foot in it. Gluttony Sin asked, when are you quitting drag? You make a great garbage man. Thank you, Gluttony. Probably around the same time when you clean your eyelashes. Jerry Hinman asked, if there is one tip you could give to somebody who is just starting out in drag, what would it be? The best tip I could give anyone that's just starting out, if you want bookings, show up at a bar in drag and just be there as a patron, because bars want to book queens that they're familiar with. So if you never go out, no one's going to see you. So the best way to market yourself is to show up. That's how I ended up getting booked in my hometown. You have to show up. Androgy asked, when you tried out for season 9, was that your first time? No. Actually, I tried out for Drag Race a total of 5 times. I got on my 5th. As soon as I started doing drag, I auditioned for Drag Race. I literally put on eyelashes and tried out. My first audition tape was embarrassingly bad. I turned it in unfinished. Like, the very end of it just cuts out to about 3 minutes of just blank space. And I'd say they got progressively better, and Drag Race likes to watch a girl's progression and seeing what queens they become over time. And who knows? Maybe one year will be your year. There's really no way of telling. When I auditioned for season 9, I literally turned the tape in thinking nothing was gonna come of it. And boom, a miracle happened. But truth be told, it was a video where I was just truly being myself and showing who I really was. I wasn't trying too hard or trying to portray myself as something more grandiose than I was. I literally just slapped my tape together and said, here's who I am, take it or leave it. And lucky enough, they bit. And now I'm here talking to you guys. King Fruit Punch asked, would you ever do a fur cape tutorial? A fur cape? Here's what you do. You take a fur rug and you attach 2 strings to it and then just put it over your shoulders and tie it. And you have a fur cape. Look at that, a Q&A and a tutorial all in one. Look at the good I do. Sindre420 asked, cupcake or Uma Compton? Honey, of course cupcake. Mr. Akua Draz asked, do you speak Spanish? Sí. Me siento muy excited. Truth be told, no, I don't speak Spanish. My mom never taught me. But I do want to learn someday, so if anyone wants to give me some pointers, I'd be happy to learn. I'm kidding. My boyfriend's been trying to teach me for 4 years now. It's never gonna happen. It's like me learning how to drive. But he does translate for me whenever someone leaves me a Spanish comment. So if you only speak Spanish, you could still leave me a comment and I'll be sure to respond to it back with so much love. Adam J. Salazar asked, where does your aesthetic come from? I'd say my aesthetic is probably the 80s remembering the 50s. I like that whole made-for-TV movie kind of feel, where it's overly nostalgic and you're remembering it better than it was. So things are gaudier, things are brighter, and things are way more colorful, and the hair is far too big than what it was back then. Or to simplify it more, I'd say if Jaymes Mansfield married Jim Henson. Claude Wolf asked, besides being a blonde bombshell, who are some of your blonde inspirations? Well, we all know Jaymes Mansfield. I like Marilyn Monroe a little bit. I really love the lesser known blonde divas like Diana Dors, England's answer to Marilyn Monroe. Or even Mamie Van Doren, the B-movie bombshell. Look up some of her films like Girls Town, where she's in a reform school and she shoves a girl into a locker and she chews gum and talks and jive. And some of my more modern divas that I idolized, like as a kid, I loved Anna Nicole, Pamela Anderson on Baywatch, worshipped her, Lonnie Anderson, and my country divas like Dolly Parton, Tammy Wynette, Skeeter Davis. Basically, if you have big blonde hair, it's hard for me not to like you. Queen Katya asked, do you have a drag mom or a drag daughter? Well, in my Drag Moms episode of Drag History, I mentioned that my drag mothers were Rudy D'Angelo here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, who sadly passed away, and the amazing Ruby Claire of West Hollywood, who also sadly passed away. I don't have any children just yet. I am thinking about adopting, but I kind of consider all you kids that learn from my tutorials my drag children in theory, so if you want to call me your drag mom, go right on ahead. Just don't expect me to show up to your basketball games. Ollie Dreamer asked, if there was a Tu Wong Fu Thanks for Everything Julie Newmar remake, which queens would you cast to make up the iconic trio? I'd love to cast me in all the roles, but I understand that's quite impossible. I'd like to be involved somehow, maybe as Chi-Chi or Vita. No, Vita, because she's the lead. Then maybe Nina Bonita Brown. And, who would be the third tragic one? And I'm unclear as who the third girl would be, so I'd probably play that role too. Dual role, you know? Pay less people. I'm a hell of an actress, I could pull it off. Ben Green 2 wants to know, how many Teddy costumes do you have? Oh goodness, there's blue, pink, green, there's a Santa Claus one, there's a clown, there's a cat. Oh yeah, there's another cat that I wore at DragCon. Oh, and nipple. So that makes 8. I have 8 total so far. Magessa97 wants to know, will you marry me? No, unless you're rich and don't want to sign a prenup. C's Miss Strip wants to know, why do you make that squeak sound whenever you laugh? I don't know what you're talking about. Actually, the story behind the squeak is, if you watch the movie Will Success Spoil Rock Hunter, you'll see Jaymes Mansfield actually does that squeak as her character Rita Marlowe. But also, if you watch the Jaymes Mansfield story with Lonnie Anderson, she took that role Jaymes Mansfield played and basically portrayed Jaymes Mansfield as that. So I got really inspired by that and wanted to make that a character trait of Jaymes Mansfield. Ben Crane Mansfield wants to know, other than your drag heroes, who inspires you? Okay, well, other than my drag influences and celebrity culture and all that stuff that I'm really obsessed with, the people that really inspire me are the people in my everyday life that I interact with all the time, from my family, like my boyfriend and my parents, or my friends and coworkers at Dick's. The huge support group I have back home is what truly drives me and truly makes me want to be the best person I am. Because, to be quite honest with you, they're the ones that truly gave me my start and really believed in me the most. And of course, my supporters. You guys are constantly waiting for me to release new content. It just pushes me to push myself. And I love that fire it puts behind me. And thank you so much for believing in me and just following me on this crazy journey. And I promise you, it's far from over. There's so much more coming along the way. So stay tuned, okay? Well, that was my question and answers, part 2. Thank you so much for submitting questions. You guys submitted so many good questions. It was so hard for me to choose. Again, thank you so much for all the support. And I'd like to give a huge shout out to my supporters on Patreon. Without you guys, I couldn't do any of this. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And comment down below and let me know what you want to see next. I am listening. And hit that notification button so you can be made aware of every time I upload a new video. And until next time, bye.
Click here and see the lipstick on my teeth in my first Q&A. Or watch me make a gown. Come on, click it. If you don't click it, my spirit will inhabit a doll and terrorize your family. Click it.